children. They were murdered by Cesare Santangelo, and they deserve the justice of any other human being. They deserve the justice that Lauren and all the rest of them deserve as well. Long live rescue. We will not back down.
It was just moments after 5 defendants were convicted in the first Washington, D.C. face trial, all labeled violent criminals and sent straight to jail to await sentencing. As they were being led away by U.S. Marshals, a defiant voice cried out, "Long live rescue!"
Help us, help the nation. We want a pro-life revolution.
It was the voice of Kristen Turner, Director of Community Organizing for the Progressive Anti-Abortion Uprising.
When we say long live rescue, we mean that this isn't going to die out just because of an unjust government. We've known that the government is unjust from the beginning, and that's what we came into this trial knowing. It wasn't a shock to us that they were biased, they were pro-abortion, and that they took every position that they could get. They took every opportunity they could get to thwart the rescuers in our efforts. So when we say long live rescue, we mean long live the babies, because we will save all of them.
Kristen and her fellow POW members weren't just talking. Less than 2 weeks after the second group of defendants were convicted, POW's Elise Ketch performed a rescue in Maryland with the legendary pro-life activist John Kavanaugh O'Keefe.
He had no fear, he had hesitation, he had no plans to go in. So he texted me later and was like, "I'm so glad you were so insistent that we go inside. I'm glad we did that." And I was like, well, I'm glad you're the one who opened the door, because I was about to leave. I was like, I'm gonna chicken out, I'm afraid to do this. And he just went for it, and I was like, too late, no time for fear, we're going in. So the hardest thing to get over is your initial fear, right? The fact that I even got the roses and prepared myself was overcoming the fear. And that was largely just determination, I have to do this. I have to show that rescue is gonna continue on, and this is my opportunity.
Indeed, it was an opportunity rescue, a low-risk action where pro-lifers enter an abortion facility and hand out roses with attached pregnancy resource information. It's all spelled out in a brand new POW rescue document describing the rationale for and the different kinds of rescues.
We need people to understand that there are ways to turn up the heat gradually. You don't have to go full blockade. I think everyone's looking at the, my friends who just got arrested for the blockade, lock and block is the highest form of rescue, or at least the most intense and most escalated. And that's not what every rescue is like. The bare minimum of a rescue is that you somehow put your body between the abortionist and the child by breaking a law or something, some sort of other held statute like the property line.
People say yeah, they're out recruiting for the rescue movement, and of course we are. You can't build a movement if you're not gonna recruit people and ask them to join you. It's very rare that somebody's just gonna go and decide, okay, I'm gonna just go do this. You have to ask them to join you and be part of it. You have to explain to them why it's so important to continue this on. And that's I've learned that from older rescuers. One of my heroes and mentors, Joan Andrews Bell, said in an interview recently that we have to rescue, otherwise the unborn are going to just become an issue. They're just going to become a problem or an argument or something, but they're not. They're people. They're not an issue. They're not just a problem that we're going to talk about and discuss. They're actual individual human beings.
People ask, does rescue even save babies? I think that's a major holdback for a lot of people in the movement. But we know that rescue saves babies. We've talked to the founder of Let Them Live, Emily Burning, and she's been proud to say that almost every single rescue we do, we get a call. They get a call from a mom who received a rose from us. And they don't want to go through with their abortion. They needed somebody to just tell them, this is your sign. And so there's that. But then we also want to emphasize that, these babies are not just numbers. They're not however many million. They're real people who deserve to be loved and deserve to have a friend and an ally there for them. And that's you know, part of our rescue philosophy is that when you go inside that day, when you cross the property line, you're loving that baby. And you may be the only person who's ever acknowledged their existence as a human being, but if I were dying, if I were being dragged away to my death, I would want someone there with me until the moment I died, and that's why we rescue.
The only logical conclusion to the unborn being murdered by the thousands every day is to try and rescue them. What else are you gonna do?